Welcome, it's denome, and welcome to this crypto update. Now, in this video, I have a lot of good news on top of good news on top of good news. And practically speaking, before we dive deep into all of the details and we look at the fundamentals and all of the usual stuff, the main message I have for you guys is I think this is the wrong time to sell. I think Bitcoin and crypto are on a paradigm shift right now. And usually when you hear people say that, that is usually the top signal. But for now, I think it is different. And if you watched my yesterday's video, you already know that a lot of money is now flowing into Bitcoin, flowing into MicroStrategy because of what they are doing with the bond market. They are revolutionizing the whole debt sector of the whole global finance system. So if you have not watched my yesterday's video, you have to understand what MicroStrategy is doing if you're investing into Bitcoin. So watch that video. But for this video, I have something else for you guys. And the number one thing is that Trump is now creating a crypto advisory committee, and they are expected to establish the Bitcoin reserve. And this is absolutely massive. This is probably even bigger than the story that I shared yesterday with MicroStrategy, because this means that every single institution will understand that Bitcoin has a massive amount of value if United States government regularly goes to the market and buys Bitcoin for themselves as a strategic reserve. And now they have created an advisory group that Trump has met with crypto companies like Kraken, Circle, Coinbase, all of these guys. They even met with the XRP guys, which is why XRP has been bumping, Paradigm, all of these things. And now they are creating something called a crypto Czar role. And this idea is practically to oversee the crypto development in United States of America. And for this, I looked a little bit deeper into this Chris Giancarlo, who is called the crypto dad. And he's probably going to be the leader of this crypto advisory committee. And he has been advocating for crypto for a while. Apparently, I don't know too much details about him, but he's going to either replace Gary Gensler or simply work with whoever's going to be the SEC chairman at the time. And something else here that was interesting, not really. They are saying that they met with the XRP guys and obviously with the Coinbase CEO. So right now, crypto is becoming mainstream, and that is very, very, very important for us. And obviously, more buyers means more price increase as well. So that's one thing. Next, we have to verify if actually investors are buying Bitcoin. And for that, we can take a look at the total Bitcoin held by ETFs. And as you can see, this is again at a new all-time high. And this is growing very, very rapidly. So this is a signal that shows that there's still growing demand for Bitcoin. And even when we go to SOO Value.com, you can see that yesterday there was another $1 billion worth of inflows into American ETFs. And you can see a lot of green candles in a row. This simply shows us that a massive amount of capital is now flowing into crypto. So this is obviously very nice. So that's the proof that this is actually happening. Now, I wanted to also see if Bitcoin is becoming a bubble asset yet, how retail investors are doing. And for that, we're looking at Google Trends. So when you take a look at Bitcoin, you can see that Bitcoin is now at a number called 65 out of 100. So 100 would show that Bitcoin as a Google search result is like the all-time high for search queries for Bitcoin term. Right now it's at 65, which is a lot, but still doesn't mean that all of retail investors are in. And as you can see in 2021, this actually was very high for an extended period of time, practically for 5 months until it kind of died out, the interest for Bitcoin. So we have just had practically the first leg upside right now, with retail investors also throwing money at Bitcoin. Now, looking at Doge, you can see Doge also had a peak here at number 10. The previous all-time high here has been 16 for Doge. So even Doge is getting some love from retail investors now, and I do believe that that probably will continue to go to the upside in the future, and we might even overtake the previous high here. And one other thing to note here is that Doge does not necessarily mean just the Doge coin anymore. It also means the Department of Government Efficiency. So when you see a lot of search queries for Doge, previously they were 100% crypto related. Now, not everything is crypto related. So that means that the real interest for Doge is not nearly anywhere as high as it was in 2021. So there's still a lot of interest practically left in the market, which has not been materialized yet. So that's one thing that I wanted to highlight in this video. Now, talking about fundamentals, let's go and take a look at the sentiment here, and I'm happy that I have access to sentiment tool again. Next week I will have an interview with sentiment team, and they will publish the interview with me on their YouTube channel, so make sure to watch that as well. But here we have, first of all, we are greeted with a very happy chart, which is obviously the supply of Bitcoin on exchange reserves. And as you can see, even though we are breaking new all-time highs here, price was here $92,000, and only thing we see is more Bitcoin is leaving exchanges, which means that this is like massive amounts of buy pressure. You can see that when they take money, when they take Bitcoin out of exchanges, it means that they want to hold Bitcoin long term. So this is not just like a massive bubble that has been created and people are going to dump on us. This is an outflow of exchanges into long-term hands, which means that this bull market is probably going to be sustained for quite a while into the future. So this is extremely bullish in my opinion. Doesn't mean that we will not have a pullback, like even a 10% pullback is possible, but this is fundamentally very bullish. Then Bitcoin funding rates, as you can see, they were pretty high here for a while. Now they have gone back to normal, which also signals that Bitcoin can even continue to climb to the upside even in the short term from these levels. Then this is pretty funny. I have not been able to report this because I did not have access to sentiment tool, but take a look at the total market cap of stablecoins. What happened here on November 4th or November 5th? We started to see massive amounts of stablecoin issuing. So we went from $156 billion of stablecoin market cap into now $170 billion worth of stablecoin market cap. So this is a massive trend shift from whatever was happening before here. This is massively bullish. The more stable coins there are in the market, that means the more valuable the whole crypto ecosystem is. So this is a very nice to see also. Then going down here, we can take a look at the sell pressure from old hands or old whales. So we are seeing a little bit sell pressure from people who have held Bitcoin for more than 1 year, which is this yellow line here. And we are starting to even see some sell pressure from old whales that have held Bitcoin for more than 3 years. So I would not necessarily be concerned about this, at least as of now, because there's just so much buy pressure that will offset whatever sell pressure that these people are now giving to the market. And comparing to what has happened in the last 4 years, this is a little bit messy chart here. Let me actually just take a look at the last 6 months. You can see that when you take a look at just the blue line here, we are not seeing just massive amounts of selling like we saw before when we were aiming for this previous all-time high here. And afterwards, the sell pressure calmed down all through this accumulation area, and now we're starting to see some selling as well. But like I said, I think the buying is offsetting whatever sell pressure we are seeing from here. Obviously, this is now meaning that Bitcoin is exchanging hands, but that's what it's supposed to do as well. Obviously, in an ideal world, we would like to see this number be at a 0, but it is what it is. Then going down here, we are seeing the realized Bitcoin market cap here, or realized profits in this chart, which is just natural because we see old whales practically selling at these moments. Miners, they are steadily still selling, unfortunately. They've been selling quite a lot since September. So they went from 2.17 million Bitcoin to now 2.1 million Bitcoin. So they have sold 70,000 Bitcoin from September until now. But even now, I'm not seeing any massive sell spike here on the chart. So this is just steady selling. So at least we have not met any resistance area where miners are just dumping their Bitcoin onto the market. So they are steadily dumping here, which is I guess okay. Not the best, but it's okay. And then when we take a look at the amount of Bitcoin holders in different brackets, what we are seeing, you can see this brown chart here. This is the amount of Bitcoin wallets. So this has been 54.37 million wallets here at the bottom. And now we are starting to see that more Bitcoin wallets have been created. So now it's 54.6 million wallets that have some amount of Bitcoin. So this is showing some amount of retail investor interest. But as you can see, this is not spiking upwards like crazy. This is quite a normal change here. So that means that retail investors mostly obviously buy through exchanges, but at least on-chain retail investors are practically missing from the market. And this is crazy. When you take a look at the red line here, this shows us the mega whales of the market, and you can just see the massive amounts of buying that they are doing right now. These mega whales are just buying more Bitcoin from the market as of now. So that's pretty much the fundamentals of the market. Now let's head back to the chart here, and then I will talk about altcoins. Now it's a little bit difficult to make a short-term price prediction or a short-term price analysis, because like I said, when we go back here to the previous 2020 election time here, after the elections, Bitcoin started to pump to the upside, obviously. But as you can see here, let me go to daily view so you can see it a little bit clearer. And let me scroll back here. What you saw after the election was practically Bitcoin going up. Then we saw a dump of roughly 10% here. This thing here. Then Bitcoin continued each March, and then we saw a 16% drop to the downside. And from here, we had the final exponential leg to the upside, which was 157% gains from there. So if something similar would repeat, then it would make sense that this was the first like 10% drop that we saw, or what was it, 7% only. So from these current levels, who knows, maybe we even go to $110,000, and then we have that pullback, which would be roughly, I don't know, 10%, 15%, who knows how low it will go. And then we might continue to go to the upside. So now it depends on the market condition at that time, but at least for me, I'm getting quite bullish with Bitcoin specifically, but even some altcoins look extremely juicy. So one altcoin that I do want to talk about is I could talk about Ethereum, I could talk about LDO, which I have talked about in the past, but there's one altcoin that I want to show you guys in this video. So this is the price of Bitcoin here, but now let me show you something called STX, which is the Stacks crypto, or layer 2 coin for Bitcoin. Now Stacks Many people don't know it, even I don't understand it completely, but it is a layer 2 blockchain which runs on top of Bitcoin blockchain. And it is correlated with the price moves of Bitcoin. And as you can see here, from the 2024 August lows, it has only gone up 88% from the absolute lows. And it is lagging behind Bitcoin, and it has not reached the previous all-time high yet, even though Bitcoin has already surpassed its previous all-time high, which means that compared to Bitcoin, Stacks is practically lagging behind. So I think this is in a juicy position. There are some signals that it wants to break to the upside, like you can see that previously here in 2023 we had this trend line to the downside. Once that got broken, then it started its march to the upside. Now we had a similar trend line here, which has now been broken, and now we have been consolidating sideways. Exactly the same thing we saw here in 2023. Also, in right now, you can see that we had this trend line here, and we already went above it for a while. Now we've gone below it, at least for now. So my theory is that once this, once this, this one, once this line gets broken here, then it can shoot to the upside quite a lot. Because if it starts its exponential move to the upside, then it can obviously go and go beyond its previous all-time high here. Now looking at STX compared to Bitcoin, it is almost a similar story, except obviously it is at a low because Bitcoin already went beyond its previous all-time high, whereas Stacks is currently still lagging behind Bitcoin. So in my opinion, this just looks like an obvious investment opportunity. So I wanted to share it with you guys here. You may disagree with me, but I think it looks quite good. Now, there are obviously other altcoins in the market as well, and a few of them is that I've already talked about in my videos previously is the Trump coin, this thing here. This still has a market cap of $63 million. This is absolutely insane because I think this is massively undervalued in the world of meme coins. Now, again, I could be completely wrong here, but right now you can see this is at an absolute low. And if Trump is bringing us a massive bull run, I don't understand why the number one Trump coin would not pump as well. Now, there's some other Trump coins also that you can take a look at. For example, if you simply go to coingecko.com and you type Trump here, you have Super Trump, and then you have this Trump coin. This also looks quite juicy for the fact that the market cap is only $1.6 million, which is practically absolutely nothing. So this can easily double, triple, quadruple, even go 10x in a very short period of time. So when you look at it on the CoinGecko here, you can see the previous all-time high is practically, actually this is not the previous all-time high. The previous all-time high was way before here, even before it was shown in the CoinGecko. But anyway, this peak here on October 13th, this is 10x from these current price points. And that would take the market cap to only $16 million. So I think this might be a decent pick also, just for the fact that as you can see, the meme coin is going sideways and people are just jumping on the bandwagon of Doge, animal meme coins, now XRP. Eventually, I feel like this will pump again. In my perspective, this is practically free money, and I'm just gonna disclose it. Obviously, I'm an owner of this coin since today, since I saw this. But anyway, this is available on At least it was on gate.io where I bought it, and it's available on a few other exchanges as well. I think they have their coin on Ethereum blockchain, so you might be able to get it from Uniswap or some other place also. But anyway, obviously I could talk about a million other altcoins as well, but for this video I think this was plenty of information already. I think the bull market is continuing to go to the upside. The only scary part right now is that when we take a look at the global liquidity, you can see that this is now touching the our trend line here. So global liquidity, obviously what we want to see is on global liquidity, we want this number to go up. We want the amount of fiat currencies to go up in the world, because when these go down, that means that the financial system is having a strain because people don't have access to capital as easily. And when we see money creation and this is going to the upside, that's usually when assets pump to the upside also. So this is a little bit worrying that we're practically we might even be below the trend line right now, depending how you draw it. So this is a little bit worrying for me. But for Bitcoin, even though Russia has sent intercontinental ballistic missiles, Bitcoin is just going to the upside, at least for now. So that's pretty much I had for this video. Now, if you want to trade professionally, you know that I am sponsored by Bybit. It is my #1 exchange where I do leverage trading. I made a separate video explaining all of the reasons why I love Bybit. But with Bybit, when you use the code denome, you can get 10% discount for your first 30 days. You can get up to $30,000 in rewards when you deposit money here on Bybit. There are constant competitions all the time, and when you sign up using my affiliate link, you're also eligible for an extra 500 USDT airdrop campaign. You simply have to come to this website, register, deposit some money on your exchange in the first week, and do some tasks, and you're good to go. And that's it for today's market update. I hope you got some value out of it. If you like this kind of videos, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below how you're doing, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.